Hi, welcome to the garden today. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about the 10 of the kind of unusual or rare varieties of fruits and vegetables that I grow, mostly vegetables that I'm going to be talking about today. And just some of these, this is the first year I've grown them. Some of them I've grown them for, a little while. So I'm just going to get into it. And I'm in Texas, zone 9A, up near Beaumont. So we're in Southwest Texas. It's really hot. We're 80 degrees today and it's February, but Dallas is also hot too. But anyway, first thing we're going to be talking about is a tricolor variegated chili pepper. And it's just a different looking chili pepper. It serves as both ornamental. There's another one here, it's a little more colorful. It's both ornamental and it also produces chili peppers. And one of these will be going to one of the 4-H girls who's wanting some different stuff. I'm going to give one to her. We don't eat that many chili peppers. These others just different tomatoes I'm growing, but these are peppers that, I have grown one from the, I bought one from a nursery and grew it, but it had already been in a pot and it was in 1 gallon pot. So this is the first time I've grown it from a seed. I didn't get great germination. I think there was these 4, I guess not great. I mean, if you count this small one, I think I planted 6 of them, and I guess I got 4 of them, so that's not that bad. But really probably close to 50%, because this one, I don't know if still going to make it or not. The other one is more of a category than it is a vegetable, but a lot of people aren't aware of them, so I'm going to talk about them. And it's going to be the micro tomatoes. Now, the micro dwarf tomatoes. Now, there's different sizes, and I got kind of an illustration of that. These 2 are fat frog, and you see this one here, it's big. This is the pot it's going to stay in. It's as big as I'm going to put it. It is a bigger micro. It's kind of between a micro dwarf and a regular dwarf tomato. This one here is called bonsai. It's more your typical one. It's got the fruit there. And then this one here is jackalope. And see all the tomatoes, those make about cherry sized tomatoes, doing good. I might pot this one up bigger, I don't know. And this is the other one, another jackalope. And again, it's got a lot of little tomatoes on it. They'll make decent tomatoes. Yes, they're edible, you can eat them. Good thing about them is you can grow them earlier and take them in and out really easy. Put them in the house for a day or two if the weather gets cold. They're really kind of nice. It is something, if you have an apartment or something of that nature, really good to be working in that situation, okay? Now, if you need a little bit bigger area to grow your tomatoes in, then you're looking at your dwarf tomatoes. Now, these were planted 2 to 3 weeks later than these other ones. That's why they're smaller, but some of them are quickly taken over. They're all different shapes and sizes, different size fruits. Some of them are orange with green stripes. Some of them are your dark purple. Some of them got some, this one here is called Fuzzy Wuzzy. It's got a really interesting, a lot of fuzz on the leaf, and also has some fuzz on the tomato itself. You can't really see it real easily, but it does have fuzz on the tomato, which none of the other tomatoes have that. So just a lot of different varieties of them. I also got a couple more, I think, planted over there. But these are good if you just got room, small amount of room. You're going to grow them in containers. They're made for this size containers. You don't want to plant a regular tomato plant in this size container. It just gets too big. Especially if it's a smaller one like this. They're just not. They want to grow to be really big, and usually what happens is they stun out on you and they just don't produce any tomatoes. So this is a very good option for that. Now we're going to go over and look at some seeds that haven't got planted yet. The next group we're going to be talking about is going to be corns. Okay, I've gotten into growing different kind of corn. The first one I'm going to talk about is called, it's a flower corn called Homestead Hero. Comes from Victory Seeds. And what I did with it, I did plant it last year. And well, it was more like, it wasn't this one here, but it was this type of setup with a swimming pool. You got a hole in it. I drilled it about 2 inches above right here. And then you fill water up on it It grows the potato. It grows the corn. You apply your fertilizer. You know, I put both organic fertilizer in, and then also added some synthetic fertilizers to it also. And the reason I did that wasn't necessarily to grow a lot of corn here, but with just those 4 or 5 pots, I was able to grow this much corn inside of it. And then this year, I'm going to be putting that outside. Now, this corn was developed. Did you ever focus in? This corn was developed so as a very nutritious corn that's supposed to be able to take a lot of different growing conditions. And there's a project that they've done. I don't think it talks about a whole lot on here. So I thought I'd give it a try, see how it does. And it is made to produce flour. So or cornmeal. And that's what we're going to be using it for. Now, the other one we're going to grow, and it's also it's a black corn that's used for, it's a striking black corn. It's a superfood with extraordinary high levels of antioxidants. The plants are 4 to 6 feet tall, so it's a pretty short one. Grows long, slender ears with 8 uniform rows. And the ears are about like that, if I remember on the picture of it. And corn. Corn looks like that. So it is truly a black looking corn. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the other corn. I'm going to plant this corn in here, and these 4, probably 5 when I get through, and plant those so I'll have a seed source so I can go out to my regular garden and plant a plot of it. So start with a small pack, otherwise it's just too expensive. And then the third corn we're going to talk about that I'm going to be growing over here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to plant this corn first, let it sit for about 3 weeks, grow, get to a certain size, then I'm going to plant the corn over here. That way they don't cross-pollinate. Now, corn is notorious for cross-pollinating. It's wind-blown. It requires the wind to be able to do it. You want to kind of grow it in blocks, so that's why we're going to grow it in these cells here. This here is it's a double red corn. It comes from Baker Creek. It looks cool, you know. And sometimes you got a garden, just got stuff that looks good. And I'll put them in this here. It will take a lot of fertilizer, both organic and synthetic. You could use just our straight organic if you want to use fish meal, things of that nature. I find it easier to use urea as far as for the nitrogen. And I'll plant this up, and but since this is a hybrid, I'm going to have to grow it up and go ahead and eat it, or have it for eating. So it's not going to be for seed source. So I'm going to really try to get it up and growing. So anyway, that's for my corn. Now we'll go to the next type. Okay, for the next one, we're going to be talking about a watermelon. But first, I did want to say that the tricolor variegated chili pepper was from Woodlands Creations, and seeds from 2023. So I'm assuming they still got it. But that's where I got the seed. I forgot to mention that. The micro dwarfs, you can kind of find them in different places. The dwarf tomatoes, most of those come from Victory Seed Company here in Texas. They have a large number of dwarf varieties of tomatoes, and they have over 600 different varieties of tomatoes anyway in the catalog. The Montana Morado black corn was from Victory Seeds, and the flower corn Homestead Hero is also Victory Seeds. The double red sweet corn is from Baker Creek, and this here is another watermelon. I'm going to go to different types of watermelons, but this is called Sun Glow or Sweet Glow, Lilano, Sweet Glow, and it's from Baker Creek, and it's going to have the yellow flesh to it, or golden flesh, orange flesh. It has orange flesh watermelon, just something different. I know in Texas we grow a lot of different other watermelons, but I know some people have never seen anything but a red watermelon. But there's also yellow watermelons and there's orange watermelons. So, you know, just a different kind. I'm also going to be growing a giant watermelon this year. I'm going to try to get a 50-pounder. So that's another avenue, but that's not on the list. Next is, I think, these all now are going to be bushes or trees. This here is what you call the pineapple guava. We got them at JRN Nursery out of Houston. And I've had it for a couple of years, but they was in pots and got tired of putting in pots, so now I've stuck them in the ground because they can take down to single digits, according to some people. So we should never get that cold, so there's really no reason to grow in a pot. If you can grow something in the ground, grow it in the ground. It's a whole lot easier. So that's why I did it. And my dog's just digging in this raised bed anyway, so that I thought it would stop them, but he still dug, so that's why you can see the cement block there. But it is not a true guava, but it does have that guava flavor to it. They do have some that have named varieties that's supposed to taste better, supposedly. You kind of take a risk. I think you do have to have two for cross-pollination. That's why I've got 2 trees on that. But pineapple guava is something that's pretty new. I've not seen any in the regular nurseries or not your big box store nurseries or whatever. So it's something that's kind of new. That's number 8 on the list. Number 9, and I wasn't going to put this on the list, but I'm actually going to do 11. So this is a loquat tree, and it's unusual in the fact, there's the fruit on it. Now it bloomed this fall. Put the fruit on it, and then you've had to keep that fruit alive without freezing. And this is a variety called Yehuda. Sometimes you'll see Gold Nugget. In fact, that's the only one you already see at the big box stores. It's not the best one, I don't think. But I've got this one in a pot because, they say if it gets below 28 degrees, you got fruit on it, it kills the fruit. Now, sometimes it doesn't, and I ain't quite sure why, but I do have some trees that look like they're going to still make, even though we got down to at least 20, if not 18 degrees this year. So, but that's kind of why they're unique. In fact, they bloom in the fall, carry the fruit through the winter, and then ripen. And this is February 27th, and that fruit's only probably a couple of weeks away from being ripe. We're going to probably ripen either in March or maybe early April. The next one we're going to talk about, and it's not so rare. By the way, this is also strawberry guava. There's another one, and it's already starting to get blooms on it. I will keep it in a pot because there's the blooms right there. I will keep it in a pot because it can only take down to mid-20s, it says, so we're going to get that almost every year. But it has actually produced a couple of fruits last year. The pineapple guava has not bloomed yet. But number 9 on the list, good old pineapple. And this pineapple was grown from a top, I believe. Basically, when this top forms, you pop the top off, stick it in the ground, and it will produce a plant similar to this. Now, this plant actually came from one of the slips on the bottom of these things. You see these here? These are another plants, and you can take those, twist them off. It may or may not have roots on them, doesn't really matter. And put that in the ground, just a little bit in the ground, and it will produce another one. So, but this here fruit's probably still a month or 6 weeks away from fruiting, but that will be probably the best tasting pineapple that you've ever tasted. We've had one of them that did make and did produce and tried the fruit, and it was very sweet. The problem, to get to the stage, it's going to take you at least 18 months. So you got to carry it through the winter. Some people have said it took as long as 5 years. I don't really understand why. They were further north. Maybe they just don't get the heat hours that we get. Mine is about 1.5 years, 2 years, and when it produced, and this is kind of the same way. So I'm not seeing the long term. Now I will say I've got some that are pineapples that I bought. This is white jade over here, and they haven't started blooming yet. So don't know why on that, but anyway, that's the pineapple. And that would have been sort of number 10. And number 11 was the one I was going to put first, but it's way out in the garden, so we'll go look at it. So, and number 11th on the list, or the bonus or whatever you want to call it, is the purple potato. It's called Purple Majesty. I did buy this in the big box store. It was in Tractor Supply. It was $7.99 for 3 pounds, and that 3 pounds planted this whole row. So about about 30 foot row. When it comes up, it's got a real purple leaf to it. It's losing some of that now that the sun's coming out and hitting it better. They're doing fine. We're gonna find out how well they do. I did plant those first. I've got other potatoes planted over there, but these are the ones that are different, unique. It's purple both inside and out, and it's just something, a novelty. They do have a different flavor to it, a little bit stronger flavor than what your regular potatoes have. And like this one over here, this one is more purple in the color. That's where they all were until you get plenty of sun. But anyway, that's the kind of unusual plants that we're planting. I've got some other stuff, but that's the main ones. And hey, keep watching the channel and you'll be getting updates on them. Thanks for watching to the end. If you liked the video, subscribe or hit like button. I hardly ever say that. Never remember it, but I did this time. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.